everybody, Mr. D here, checking in from Math Muscle. This is a video that will overview unit vectors. So in this example, we're given a vector equals 3 times the unit vector I minus 1 times the unit vector j. And then we're asked to find three things. Firstly, we're going to focus on how to find a unit vector in the direction of a. Basically, a unit vector, just some background, is a vector that is in the same direction of the given vector, in this case a, but whose magnitude is 1 unit. So, having said that, we're going to focus on question A. Given that a vector is equal to 3i minus j, we know that the x component is 3 and the y component of the vector is -1. And there you have it. Now, to find a unit vector for vector A, there's this relationship that states a vector is 1 over the magnitude of a vector times a vector itself. So, the magnitude is simply an application of Pythagoras, where you take the square root of the sum of the squares of each component. And continuing along that vein, we get 1 over square root 10 of 3 -1 vector. We can distribute this scalar if we like, and we can even rewrite it in the original format, which was in unit vector format. And there you have it. Part B asks, find a unit vector for vector A of length 4 units in the same direction of A. Well, we have a unit vector found in part A, in other words, that has length 1 unit. So if we want something, another vector that is 4 units, that's 4 times the length of the prior vector. So we're just going to basically multiply the unit vector by 4. That's distributive property. Oops. And we get 12 over root 10 I vector minus 4 over root 10 j vector. Part C is find vectors of length 4 units which are parallel to a vector. So not necessarily in the same direction, but parallel. Well, there are only 2 vectors of length 4 parallel to a vector, and we have one in part B that's in the direction of A. Which other vector do you think would be parallel to a vector but also length 4? Well, you may have guessed it, it's the one that's in the opposite direction. So in other words, from part B, that's one of the vectors parallel to a vector of length 4, and its opposite. So in other words, you take -1 and distribute that through, and that's the second vector that is of length 4 and parallel to A. I hope you enjoyed that video. If you have any questions, I do request, just leave a message and share this with your friends, and be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Talk soon.